10 Best DC Hero Debuts, ranked.
DC Comics is responsible for the superhero as we know it, and has spent decades both setting the rules for them and redefining what those could be. Their greatest icons are some of the most popular fictional characters of the 20th century, and there are numerous reasons why. The most skilled creators in the history of the medium have given them amazing stories, allowing them to grow into characters that even people who have never experienced superhero media, and yes, they do exist, know them. Some of these characters grew into icons thanks to their brilliant stories, but others had that it factor right from the beginning. A superhero debut is a delicate thing. It's one of the most important moments in a character's existence. They're easy to get wrong, so those that do everything right are a special thing. These 10 DC hero debuts are the best, perfectly introducing readers to new characters.
Hal Jordan is the greatest Green Lantern of Earth, taking an already existing mantle and taking it to the stars, literally. Showcase number 22 by John Broome and Gil Kane told the story of hotshot pilot Hal Jordan. When he witnesses a UFO go down, the fearless airman finds a dying alien and is inducted into the Green Lantern Corps, putting him on the road to becoming the greatest policeman of the stars. This issue has 3 excellent stories starring the character from 2 legends, perfectly illustrating who the character is and the wild adventures he'd have. Crazy Jane is an amazing character. Her story's all about her letting go of the terrible traumas of her past and finding people who actually love her. All of that started in Doom Patrol Volume 2, number 19 by Grant Morrison and Richard Case. Cliff Steele is introduced to her by Will Magnus, and readers get their first introduction to the Doom Patrol's most powerful member. This issue gave readers the tip of the iceberg that was Kay Chalice, and is the perfect reintroduction of the world's weirdest heroes. This is superhero comic as art, and an astounding debut for a brilliant character.
You've almost certainly never heard of Tomorrow Woman. Her first appearance is the best comic you've never read. JLA number 5 by Grant Morrison and Howard Porter is one of the best Justice League stories of the 90s. The issue sees the Justice League open up to new members where they meet Tomorrow Woman, a new hero with a secret that could spell the end of the new league before it truly begins. What comes next is amazing. This story is modernization of an old super team trope. I won't say which one. I want you to be surprised by this issue, with Morrison and Porter giving readers an excellent debut comic.
Okay, so this one is sort of a cheat, but I'm counting it, and you can't stop me. Zatanna first appeared in Hawkman Volume 1, number 4, but that wasn't the complete story. It continued through Detective Comics number 336, The Atom Volume 1, number 19, Green Lantern Volume 2, number 42, Detective Comics number 355, Justice League of America Volume 1, number 55, and DC Special Blue Ribbon Digest number 5, as the backward-talking sorceress searched for her father across the world, teaming with various superheroes and eventually the Justice League. DC collected it years ago as Zatanna's Search, and if you can find it, do so. It's out of print, but after the success of Zatanna 2026 number 1, they should print it again. This is perfect Silver Age DC goodness and one of the coolest Zatanna stories ever.
Barry Allen is one of the greatest DC heroes of the Silver Age, which makes sense since he's the one who ushered in this new age. Showcase number 4 by Robert Kanigher, John Broome, and Carmine Infantino was the beginning of a new era thanks to the man wearing the chunky yellow boots. This issue gave readers 2 adventures with the new hero, presenting his amazing origin and then pitting him against a time-traveling menace. This is superhero sci-fi of the highest order, and it brought back one of the greatest mantles ever. It was the changing of the guard, defining the new age of superheroes, eventually leading to the superhero sci-fi that made Marvel Comics so popular. The Justice League is DC's greatest team, having saved the multiverse thousands of times over the decades. They were on another level, something that was typified by their first appearance. The Brave and the Bold number 28 by Gardner Fox and Mike Sekowsky brought together the greatest heroes in the DC universe to battle against Starro the Conqueror, a kaiju-sized starfish that wants nothing more than complete control over humans. Fox had created the Justice Society back in the Golden Age, but he perfected the super team with this debut comic. Sekowsky's art is gorgeous. There's a sense of power to his lines, and he does a fantastic job of capturing superhuman spectacle. This issue is a true classic. Dick Grayson's debut is one of the most important ever. Robin was the first sidekick and has become a legend. But there's another debut in Dick's life that is arguably better, and that's Tales of the New Teen Titans number 44 by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. I own a beat-up copy of this issue, and I treasure it. This is the first appearance of Dick as Nightwing after leaving the mantle of Robin behind, as well as the first appearance of the son of Deathstroke, Joe Wilson, who would become the hero Jericho, and the first part of the Judas Contract, a trinity of excellence. Wolfman and Perez are perfect together here, and the debut page of the new character will burn itself into your memory, an example of why Perez is one of the best artists ever. Wonder Woman was the first major female superhero and has become one of the greatest icons ever. Her first appearance in Sensation Comics number 1 by William Moulton Marston and Harry G. Peter set her on that path. It introduced readers to Diana of Paradise Island and is full of Marston's feminist beliefs and a heaping helping of bondage, one of his other key beliefs. It set the standard for her Golden Age stories, an important part of comic history that reads as well now as it did then. On top of that, there are numerous other stories in this book, starring Mr. Terrific, Wildcat, and several others. It's Golden Age perfection. Batman is the most popular superhero ever, becoming an icon that few others can match, starting with this fantastic debut. Detective Comics number 27 is a snapshot of its era, full of awesome detective and adventure stories starring characters like Slam Bradley, Speed Saunders, the Crimson Avenger, and more. It also contains The Case of the Chemical Syndicate by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. This is the first Batman story, combining the detective stories that have been a huge part of pulp literature in previous years and the new superhero idea to create something unique. Finger took Kane's simplistic ideas and forged them into a character who would become comics' greatest legend. Superman was the first superhero, and his debut comic birthed an entire new type of comic story. Action Comics number 1 is an anthology book of the day, starring various characters, and it has 2 major debuts. The first is less well-known. Giovanni Zatara shows up for the first time, and the other is, of course, Superman, from Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel. These 2 kids from Cleveland created a character that would resonate through the ages. Grant Morrison wrote the first chapter of their book Super Gods about it and Batman's debut, and they were able to find the perfect way to describe what makes this book so amazing. It was a dash of color and energy in the then monotone world of comics, a bulletproof idea at a time when people needed hope, and it changed pop culture forever.